Drew Spolstra is the vice president of the Ontario Federation of Agriculture.
They're essentially reversing before heading up Avenue Road to Bloor Street. That's where they met up with the trucks coming in from the 401 who had found themselves face to face with a police blockade.
Why did you start driving as a part of the Freedom Convoy?
Because
Now, John tells us even though we live in the city, there are actually still lots of good places to find some monarchs. He says any urban green space not far from the water, which here is behind the trees, will do. In my case, I'm in Lakeshore Park in Mississauga. If we just meander around the fields, I'm surrounded by dozens of monarchs just steps away. So why suddenly so many?
Now we can have this scan and it's going to come back and I'm going to beat this bitch, I'm going to beat it.
And in one final attempt, doctors started Tina on her last line of chemotherapy and radiation. In February 2019, she got new test results showing her latest round of treatment was unsuccessful.
That's the end for me in that kind of journey.
What a roller coaster that is, to have hope and then have it dashed and have hope.
It's frustrating.
She was sent home. Arrangements were made for Tina to receive home care, and her GP put her on an opioid for the mounting pain. One Ontario family says they're trying to recover and rebuild following a series of tornadoes earlier this summer, but now they're discovering they'll likely be left out of provincial help that's available to others.
For their neighborhood. I'm going to show you just a little bit closer here. I'm going to step behind the camera just to kind of give you an idea of what the scene looks like here at the moment. We can go just a little closer here. And you can see that it's just not at all what you would expect, on a Sunday night, a quiet Sunday night that was supposed to be not only the long weekend, but supposed to be an excuse for people to celebrate each other's accomplishments in fighting the pandemic.
Now, these jets here, they are parked. If you look inside, the windows, they're all dark. There's no lights on inside. Nobody's coming or going. The engines are all off. These jets, the Boeing 737 MAX 8, are effectively parked, and that's 4 of them here. That's, again, 4 of Air Canada's 24 that they have in their fleet.
And then I ended up guessing that she was the coronavirus.
How important is it to take some time with our kids to have these conversations that we don't even realize are sort of bubbling on their minds?
Yeah, I think it is important.
Folks like Sherry literally taking to the streets after finishing up in their own yards. You and your friend are out here, sweeping the streets with what look like your own brooms. Am I gathering this right?
Yes.
Now, we did get a little lucky. I was able to get the attention of a few young adults hanging out on their balcony, and they were nice enough to talk to us by phone.
And it's just a really cool way to see the coastline and relax and kind of be cut off from social media for a little bit.
They still suggest maintaining a physical distance. How about getting digital? The organization says video dates and sexting are also COVID-friendly. Now, things get a little complicated if we want to have sex in person. The usual recommendations like condoms still stand, but we're asked to add a mask, avoid kissing, choose positions that limit face-to-face contact, and use barriers like walls, or as the BC CDC suggests, the glory holes.
Yes, glory holes.
On the 401, this is just a short distance away from where the proposed Highway 413 would connect the region of Halton to Vaughan, stopping through a number of communities along the way. It's one of a pair of projects that the province recently announced that they wanted to move forward with.
Because the water was so dirty, right?
The high water is also causing the closure of the boardwalk here in New Westminster. Folks walking by being urged to use the concrete path instead.
I was like, what do they know? Why do I need to go? What about my children?
Tina Valiers is a Port Coquitlam mother of 2 who's taking us on her journey. Previously, she told us about her diagnosis with stage 3 cancer, to the devastating realization that one by one, no treatment would reverse the course of the disease. Now Tina is pleading with us to reevaluate our ideas about palliative care. When you were first told that it was time to look at palliative care, what went through your mind?
What went through my mind is that they know something that I don't know.
You're going to notice something unusual. It's not completely attached to the ground. That's because just a few days ago, this house wasn't here. It was actually just a few blocks away. Over here.
But there's something else I kind of want to show you here. And we might have lost him. There he is. I've never found myself rooting for a spider so much in my life. I haven't named him yet. That is the plan. He's just a random spider out here braving the winter, climbing over the snow, and I'm rooting for him. Go, spider, go.
I was ended up taking more and more and more because it wasn't being effective.
Her condition worsened. She found herself unable to eat and leave the couch. Her children took over most of the work around the house.
And that's when things started really hitting home for me, when I'm the parent and yet my kids are the ones taking care of me.
What did that feel like for you?
Very defeating.
But Tina's life was about to change again when she was told it was time for palliative care. She and her family resisted the idea at first, thinking of palliative as meaning end of life. Even family doctors urged her not to go.
This particular sign, some may see it as funny, some may not. Where do you stand on it?
Lying to an entire community and putting fear into them that they might lose their park in the middle of a pandemic is not funny.
It probably goes without saying, but I'm going to ask it anyway. At this time, is it safe to say the City of Toronto is not looking at condo developments in any of the city's parks?
Condo developments are not allowed.
I see you've got a cup here with something in it. Is that by any chance like a pumpkin spice latte?
Can I say what?
Okay, it might still be a little early to think somebody might actually have a cup full of pumpkin spice latte. Summer just ended after all, right?
Hi, do you guys have pumpkin spice lattes yet? No worries. Can I just get a coffee? No, okay, that's it. Just the tiramisu is great. Starbucks. It's closed. I think we can still see inside. Oh, wow, there it is. Pumpkin spice latte. Do you guys have pumpkin spice lattes yet? Oh, great. I'll get one of those, please. Pumpkin spice lattes, yes or no?
Oh, God.
Air New Zealand was kind enough to ship a box of them out to us here in British Columbia. These, by the way, are compostable. I've just finished my coffee about 8 minutes and 15 seconds. And yeah, the coffee's got just a little bit of a vanilla flavor. It's very nice. The cup is not leaking. It's not even beginning to get soggy. It's like one of those waffle cones. If I had a coffee cup here for you to try, would you want to try it?
Of course.
As recent lane changes in Stanley Park reignite the debate about getting around, we're hearing from some experts who say solutions are only getting more creative.
Some big transportation ideas. Could we build pedestrian or cycling bridges over False Creek? Should we look to Masdar City in the UAE and put some of our roads underground?
For me, that I show I love them.
While in hospital, the palliative care doctors at Surrey Memorial changed her pain management regime. She says it saved her life and restored quality as well.
You're planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Tina says she didn't see it coming. Her now fiance Shane came home one day recently to find her having what she describes as a breakdown.
He's like, will you just be quiet? I want to marry you.
Not to mention nowadays a visit to the barber includes some bells and whistles like board games, in-house specialty products, and a beer or whiskey to sip during your clip. I'm just going to turn this towards the mirror here. This is the longest that my facial hair has ever grown. I've never had it professionally done. Can you tell me, is it on point or should I make an adjustment to it?
Definitely, there's a few adjustments we can make.
I
love that song. In Richmond, David Zura, City News.
It does taste like a fortune cookie.
I'm going waffle cone.